Like 6A Section 1 boys basketball. We're going to head to a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to tell you the importance of this game.
The Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle wants you to indulge in the food from their pleasing menu. The Cedars features Mediterranean, pub food, Middle Eastern cuisine, and so much more. They're open every day 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call the Cedars on the east side at 827 Addis Street, Newcastle. 724-658-9543. That's 724-658-9543.
Cousins Books, located inside Bill's Sandwich Shop, 2425 Wilmington Road, has many selections that will intrigue your mind. From science fiction to just about anything. Remember, reading expands your mind, allows for creative thinking, and helps improve concentration. Go to Cousins Books for the best selection. It's Cousins Books, inside Bill's Sandwich Shop.
Chuck Tanner would be proud of the restaurant that bears his name. Chuck Tanner's Restaurant, owned and operated by the Papazikas family, would love for you to be part of a Newcastle tradition. Come enjoy the great breakfast, super lunch, and second-to-none dinner choices from their Italian, Mediterranean, and American cuisine. You can relax with a wonderful atmosphere and something from the bar. If you're planning an event, ask about their banquet facility. Tanner's Restaurant is located at 2305 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-658-5900.
And welcome back. So, as we stated earlier, the importance of this game is for first place in Section 1 of the 6A qualification. Newcastle comes in 16-2, 5-1 in section play. Central Catholic comes in 15-7, and they are 4-2 in section play. So, with a win tonight for the Canes, another win Tuesday, and they will clinch the section championship. With a win tonight for Central Catholic, Newcastle will have to fight its way in order to become section champions. Now, as we stated, the Canes can clinch with 2 straight wins, and Tuesday will be a game against Pine Richland in order to clinch with a win tonight. For Central Catholic, if they win, they will be 5-2 in the section along with Newcastle, and they can both share the section title as they will both be 5-2 in section play. Now, you will see for the Canes tonight, number 5, Isaiah Boyce, who is the leading scorer before he went out with injury, made his return Tuesday against Butler, and he more than likely will be in the starting lineup tonight for the Canes, as his return is huge. He was averaging over 18.5 points per game before he went out with a foot injury. And for Central Catholic, 6'3" senior guard Dante DePonte is on 6A Player of the Year watch, as he is the leading scorer right now in 6A. And you'll see both teams just did the halftime meet. Team captains met, and we will get you started here in about a few minutes with tip-off 6A action. We're going to head to a quick break, and in a minute we'll be right back.
Hi, pizza friends. You can still find delicious Augustine's Pizza at your local supermarket. The folks at Augustine's Pizza hope that their pizza is always your first choice for any and all occasions.
And you'll see here, folks, the national anthem is playing right now. And the national anthem has been sang. The starting lineups will be announced. So starting for the Canes, we'll have Jonathan Anderson at the 1, Ralphie Bundo at the 2, Isaiah Boyce at the 3, Nick Wallace at the 4, and Dejon Young at the 5. Starting for Central Catholic, we'll have Randy Wilkerson, Peyton Weiner, Cole Sullivan, Debubba Tashibwe, and as we said earlier, 6'3" senior guard Dante DePonte, who is the Vikings captain tonight. Something to note of Central Catholic, all their starters are over 6 foot tall, with Debubba Tashibwe 6'7", Cole Sullivan 6'5", and Dante DePonte 6'3". A lot of size from that Central Catholic team, which is one reason they gave Newcastle trouble in the matchup earlier at the Canes Fieldhouse, in which Central won by 18. And we are ready for tip, and we have 6A boys action coming your way. Young will be the one to tip for the Canes, and Tashibwe, who is the brother of reigning national champion, or reigning NCAA Men's Player of the Year Oscar Shibwe, and Shibwe wins the tip. DePonte's going to bring it up for the Vikings. Anderson guarding him. Quick dribble handoff there. Out in the wing to Wilkerson, into Tashibwe. Shibwe has Young on him. Looking to go up. Can't find a shot. Wallace closing out on DePonte. And Canes can't come up with that one. Looked like last touch there by Nick Wallace. Central will bring it out on their own baseline. Young guarding Shibwe. Backdoor cut. Passes Aaron out of bounds. Ball will go the Canes' way. And it looks as if Central Catholic is going to look to get the ball out of Anderson's hands early. With a little pressure on Anderson, who's bringing it up the court. Goes left to Bundo. Back to the middle to Wallace. To Boyce. Or to Anderson for 3. No good. Rebound. Isaiah Boyce. And puts it in. 2-0 Canes. Isaiah Boyce with 2 early points. And looks like we have a whistle there on the Canes. That looks like that will be on number 12, Jonathan Anderson, his first. Key player to watch tonight from Central Catholic, 6-foot guard Peyton Weiner, who had a few threes last game against the Canes. Shibwe in the post now. Handoff to DePonte. Back to Shibwe. Shibwe has Boyce on him. Shibwe looks to go up. And hook shot no good. Shibwe gets his own board, puts it back up, and gets the 2. Anderson to bring it up for the Canes. Anderson in and out. The Walls. Back out to Bundo. Bundo with DePonte on him. Isaiah Boyce for 3. That does not hit anything. And that will go Central Catholic's way. Anderson putting a little pressure on DePonte as he brings the ball up the floor. DePonte out to Weiner. Weiner into Sullivan. Sullivan out to Shibwe. DePonte thinks about a three. Decides to pass up on it. Into Weiner in the corner. Anderson knocks that one loose, and that will go the Canes' way. Big defensive play there from number 12, Jonathan Anderson. Looks like Boyce is going to hand off to Anderson, and Anderson will bring it up the court. Anderson with Weiner guarding him. Backdoor cut. And the bucket's good. Isaiah Boyce on the backdoor cut. 4-2 Newcastle. Isaiah Boyce with his second bucket of the night. DePonte bringing it up. Anderson guarding him. Anderson hits the floor. And that ball will go Central Catholic's way. I believe the last touch was by Anderson. No foul there. Central having trouble getting the ball in. Sullivan will get it to Weiner. Weiner with Boyce guarding him. Dribble handoff. Out to DePonte. DePonte for three. No good. Rebound Central Catholic. And that's good. Central Catholic already has 4 second chance points early. And a few offensive boards as they've done well on the glass so far. Boyce bringing it up the court now. Boyce gets it to Blundo. Blundo thinks about a three. Passes it up. Drives to the lane. And gets fouled. Blundo. Nope, Canes will take it out on the side. Didn't know if that was on the floor on the shot. Canes get it out to Anderson. He's going to bring that up the floor. Anderson, dribble inside. Pass out to Boyce, Little Aaron. Or pass out to Young, Little Aaron. Young tries to take to Shibwe. Young with the 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Central Catholic. Shibwe with the board there. Up to paint Weiner. Weiner out to DePonte. DePonte gets it in the paint. Pass inside is good. Anderson to bring it up the floor with Weiner guarding him. Anderson out to Blundo. Out to Wallace. Wallace thinks about a three. Passes up on it. Backdoor cut to Young, who puts it up and in. DePonte gets in the lane. DePonte, jump ball. And that should go the Canes' way. They have the arrow, and it will. Great defense there by the Canes, forcing the jump ball and the turnover. You're going to see Weiner get up on Anderson, full court pressure him. Boyce will take the inbound and give it to Anderson. Out to Blundo. Blundo into Young. Backdoor cut is good. Isaiah Boyce on another backdoor cut. That's his 6th of the night. Canes take an 8-6 lead. Young guarding DePonte down the floor. DePonte into Randy Wilkerson. Shibwe makes a move and gets to the bucket. That's 2 points for Shibwe. Anderson bringing it up for the Canes. Anderson makes a move. Dribble handoff to Boyce. Boyce gets cut off. Spins. Gets in the lane. Puts up the floater. No good. Rebound Shibwe. It looks as if Central Catholic made a substitution. That is Tommy Christian bringing the ball up the floor. Shibwe out to, I believe that's Wilkerson. Wilkerson into Weiner. And that's a steal by the Canes. After the pass to the post, Canes get it up to Boyce, who's bringing it up the floor. In the corner to Wallace. Wallace dishes it out, and Blundo can't handle that pass. That will go the way of Central Catholic. A little low pass there by Nick Wallace. And this has been a really quick moving first quarter, as we are all knotted up at 8 with about 3 minutes to go here. Anderson putting pressure on DePonte. DePonte, the bigger guard, puts it up. No good. Rebound. I believe that was Dejan Young who came down with the board. Anderson bringing it up the floor. Anderson makes a move. Dishes it out. Wallace for three. That bucket's good. Nicky Wallace gets the first three-pointer of the night, and his foot may have been on the line as they're counting that as a 2, but still a big bucket nonetheless. Wilkerson out to Christian. Christian, one dribble in. Out to Wilkerson. Wilkerson, 15-footer, no good. Rebound. Cole Sullivan. Sullivan puts it up and in. That's the 6th second chance point Central Catholic has gotten. Canes have to box out. Anderson will bring it up the floor with 2 minutes to go. Gets a screen by Young. Young looks for it with Sheboy on him. Blundo out on the wing with Christensen guarding him. Boyce out to Wallace. Wallace makes a move. Back out to Blundo. Blundo spins, tries to get in the lane and can't. And he kicks it back out to Anderson. Anderson in the lane with the layup is good. Acrobatic finish there from Jonathan Anderson as the Canes will now take a 12-10 lead with 1:30 left to go in the game. Or in the quarter, excuse me, not in the game. Peyton Weiner bringing it up the floor. Weiner with Boyce on him. To DePonte. DePonte with a quick switch. Sullivan with the ball. Out to Weiner. Weiner has a lane, has a man. Central moving the ball well. Finds Sullivan. And that's no good. Rebound was touched by Central, and you could tell by the Nika High fans there. They're pointing that ball should go the other way. And Central will retain possession. Sheboy on the low block. Catches it. Gives it out to DePonte. DePonte with Boyce on him. Or Young on him, excuse me. DePonte eyes up a three. No good. Anderson going to let that ball go out with 58 seconds left. Canes holding on to a 12-10 lead. Anderson bringing it up the floor. Checking with Coach Blundo on what to call here. Christian guarding him. Anderson makes a move. Little step back. And the bucket's good. That will be a 2. But nonetheless, huge step back bucket from Jonathan Anderson there. He has 4 points in the early going. DePonte bringing it up the floor. Wallace on Sullivan, who's much bigger than him. Sheboy in the post goes to work on Young. No good. Canes, 23 seconds left. We'll bring it up the floor. There's a three-pointer. No good. Rebound, Sheboy. Put a little pressure on the Vikings now. DePonte bringing it up the floor. Central will hold for the last shot here. Anderson gambles. No good. Young with the help. DePonte has a jumper, and it's good. He sinks it as the quarter ended. Canes will still hold a 14-12 lead. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Alley's Upper Crust at 1700 Highland Avenue has a full menu. Pizza, roll-ups, salad, soup, sandwiches, strombolis, dinners. They are just great for dine-in or take-out. Don't forget to give them a call at 724-652-7553. It's Alley's Upper Crust.
And we are...
It's the sauce. It's the cheese. It's the ingredients. It's the crunch. It's Chubby's Pizza. Let's pizza again, like we did way back when. They use Augustine's ingredients. Peppers, mouth-watering fruit, fine dressings, apples, meats. This place looks so familiar. Everyone in Newcastle has to know about it. Yes, it reminds you of when you were growing up, right in downtown Newcastle. Look at those fine lunch.
And we are back with second quarter action as the inbounds pass will go to Wilkerson. He's going to bring it up the floor. Gives it to DePonte. DePonte tries to get around Wallace. Can't. Boyce with the closeout on Wilkerson. And call is on Newcastle. As Coach Bunda, you could see there, wants an explanation on that one. Wilkerson will bring it out. DePonte on his left. And that is Patrick Newell, the 6'4" forward. As Wilkerson gets in the paint, kicks out. Newell traveled on that. Ball will go the Canes' way. .7:30 left to go in the second quarter. You'll see the Central Catholic putting a little pressure on Anderson, and Wallace will now bring the ball up the floor. Wallace dishes to Young. Young back out to Boyce. Anderson on the wing, gets in the lane. Floater is good. And there's a timeout there called by... Or there's a foul on Newcastle, it looked like. Don't know what the foul call is there for, but Peyton Weiner will check in the game for the Vikings. As Anderson looked to put that bucket in. Must have been an offensive foul. DePonte bringing it up the floor. Into Wilkerson. Wilkerson tries to get in the lane. Wilkerson with the dribble handoff. Out to Newell. Newell lines up a three. And I don't think he hit anything. But he did hit Bubba Toshibwe's hands on the rebound. And he puts that up and in. Another. That may count as a pass, but that was technically an offensive rebound in my books. Anderson will now bring it up the floor for the Canes. This is that in. Boyce doesn't get fouled. And ball will go the Canes' way. Looked as if the Central Catholic coach in the bottom left of your screen did try to call a timeout there, but was not granted one. Newell checks out, and Cole Sullivan will check back in, the 6'5" senior. Anderson with the ball. Gets it to Boyce. Boyce thinks about a three. Doesn't. Anderson, step back. Back out to Boyce for three. And the bucket's good. Isaiah Boyce nails that one. Canes will take a 17-14 lead with 6:30 left to go in the second quarter. DePonte gets the lane on Anderson and is blocked by Dejon Young. Big block, but the ball's going back the other way as Young turned it over. Central for three. No good. Rebound. That's Weiner with the rebound. Ball will go the Canes' way. What a change of events there. Looked as if Newcastle was on the break, ready to go the other way. Young turned it over. Central missed a three, and the ball comes back to the Canes. Anderson with Weiner on him. Central Catholic doing all they can to get the ball out of Anderson's hands. Blondo on the wing gets the lane back out to Anderson. Anderson tries to find the lane on DePonte. Nifty move. Isaiah Boyce for three. The bucket's good. No, that's Dejon Young. Excuse me. Wrong player. Can't tell by their numbers. That's number 2, Dejon Young with the three. Canes take a 6-point lead. 5:40 to go in the second quarter. Wilkerson into Shebwe. Canes not doubling. Shebwe knock it out of his hands. Nick Wallace, and they're calling him for a foul. Oh, my. Didn't look as if one of the Canes got Shebwe. Looks like he got all the ball there. And Canes don't get that call there. Coach Blondo again needs an explanation on that one. Shebwe can't get it into him. We'll get it out to Tommy Christian. Christian going to run a set here. Into Shebwe in the post. Wallace with the double. As soon as he spins, Wallace came out. And Central will get the rebound and put it back up and in. Canes having trouble on the offensive glass. Coach Blondo calls a timeout with 5:30 to go in the second quarter. Canes holding on to Central Catholic, takes that timeout. And the Canes are holding on to a 4-point lead. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Ethnic Foods. Yes, it's Joseph's.
Shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Hello, friends, and it's Los Amigos. Let me tell you what, great food. Whether you get the chimichangas, enchiladas, tacos, whatever you get, you're going to love them. The nice, friendly atmosphere. Stop by. Tell them NCTV45 sent you. It's Los Amigos sponsoring this program.
And we are back after the quick 30-second break as Canes holding on to a 4-point lead as they've struggled mightily on the offensive glass. Central Catholic in the double digits for second chance points and probably second chance offensive rebounds. Canes haven't done a good enough job boxing out. Bubba Toshibwe has been the main one killing them on the offensive glass. The 6'7" senior and brother of Oscar Shibwe. Anderson will bring it up the floor with Weiner on him. Anderson out to Blundo. Blundo into Wallace. Wallace out to Young. That's Anderson, excuse me. Who tries to get a lane, gets it stripped from him. Anderson on the floor. Gets it out to Young. And that will go Central Catholic's way. It looked as if Young had it stripped from him. We didn't get a real good look at that one, but it looked as if the Canes should have retained possession there. Boyce guarding Weiner up the floor. Weiner into Christian. Christian out to DePonte. DePonte has a lane. Goes up. And no good. Rebound. Nicky Two Guns Wallace. Anderson bringing it up the floor. Anderson makes a move into Boyce. Boyce out to Young. Blundo for three from top of the key. And the bucket's good. Ralphie Blundo drained his first three of the night. Canes take a 7-point lead with 4:30 to go in the second quarter. Boyce on Weiner. Wilkerson with the ball. Tries to get in the lane. Can't. Dishes it out. And the bucket's good by Dante DePonte. Central cuts it to 5. Anderson brings it up the floor. And looked as if Isaiah Boyce fell there. There's going to be a foul on Central Catholic. There's got to be. It looked as if he was holding up number, I think that's, couldn't tell what number he held up there. That may have been on number 20, Tommy Christian. Couldn't get a real good look. And Randy Wilkerson will check out for Central. You could see how tight it is on that gym in the inbounds pass. That goes to Boyce in the corner, back out to Anderson. Anderson will bring it to the top with 4 minutes left to go. DePonte guarding him. Young with the screen. Switches back. Anderson has a lane. Takes it. No good. Hung on the rim. Rebound. Wallace kicks it out to Blundo. Blundo floater. No good. Shibwe with the board. DePonte will bring it up the floor. Anderson guarding him. DePonte. Back out. Boyce on him. Christian lines up a three. No good. Rebound. Can't be corralled by the Canes. Weiner grabs it. He's doubled in the corner. Jump ball. That should go the Canes' way. They have the arrow. And it will. Tommy Christian now gets up on Anderson. Central throwing multiple defenders at Anderson, trying to get him uncomfortable and out of a rhythm. Out to Blundo. Anderson falls. He gets up. It's a back. Anderson into Boyce. Boyce thinks about a three. No good. He passes it to Young. Young finishes on the screen and roll. On the pass from Isaiah Boyce. And he will have an opportunity to go to the line and get one more. Believe that's Young's 6th point of the night. Or could be his 6th point of the night, I should say. As he goes to the line with 3 minutes left to go. Canes hanging on to a 25-18 lead in a packed Central Catholic gym. Young up, and it's good. Canes going to apply a little pressure here. And the pass goes behind Blundo. And Sullivan gets out of that and gets it up the floor. Little double team action there. Shibwe hands it back out. DePonte eyes up a three. Doesn't shoot it. Gets it into Shibwe. Shibwe back out to DePonte. DePonte loses the ball. Boyce is going to get it. He's going to put it up and in. Oh, Dejon Young. Wrong player, excuse me. Dejon Young with the steal and the bucket. That's his 8th point of the night. Into Shibwe. Shibwe looks into the post. Eyes spin. No good. Rebound Shibwe. Shibwe goes back up with it, and it's good. Canes have not kept him off the glass. Anderson out to Wallace, into Boyce, out to Blondo. Blondo eyes up a deep three. No good. Rebound. Shibwe.
Here's some information.
DePonte is going to bring it up the floor. Hand off to Weiner. Into Shibwe in the post. He's on the elbow. One dribble is in, and the bucket's good. 2 minutes left to go. Canes holding on to a 6-point lead, 28-22. And Newcastle will call a timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. We'll be right back.
If you're craving hot dogs and more, and you're in the area, then look no farther than Coney Island. The Crane Room is a restaurant. The Crane Room is a bar. The Crane Room is a banquet facility. The restaurant will please you time after time with their diverse menu. Ask about their daily specials. See the menu at craneroom.com. The bar gives you an abundance of choices with 35 beers on tap and always changing. Their banquet services are always to perfection. The Crane Room, located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553.
Elham's for one great dining experience.
And we are back with a minute 45 left to play in the first half. Canes holding on to an 8-point lead. Wallace will inbound to Anderson. Anderson ready to bring it up the floor. Out to Blondo. Blondo to Wallace. Wallace back out to Boyce. Boyce back to Anderson. And they're going to do that same rotation again. Wallace gets the dribble handoff. Tries to throw the lob, and oh, what a pass from Nick Wallace. And I believe that was to... I think that was to Dejan Young on the other side of the alley-oop. What a pass from Wallace, and what a finish from Young. DePonte, stuck, can't dribble. Into Cole Sullivan. Sullivan, up top to Shibwe, no good, out of bounds. Ball will go the Canes' way. Canes have an opportunity to make this a double-digit lead. Inbounds pass into Anderson. With less than a minute to go now. Canes probably will hold for the last shot here. Wallace. Back out to Boyce. Boyce back to Anderson. Dejan Young with the ball at the top of the key. 40 seconds left. He's playing catch with Blondo. And Anderson finds the ball with the ball back in his hands. Anderson has a mismatch with Sullivan on him. And Anderson going to go get the ball. 25 seconds left. Anderson trying to dribble this clock out. 20 to go. He's going to get out of that. Quick dribble handoff to Blondo. Blondo back out to Anderson. Canes will go now. Anderson drives. Back to Boyce. Boyce step back three. No good. But he's not fouled. 1 second left. Don't believe Central got that off. And at halftime, the Red Hurricanes holding on to an 8-point lead. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll get you scores from around the county.
You're craving hot dogs and more, and you're in the area.
Come dine today. If you could use some real good food, there's a place not far away. If you could use a drink or two, or a place to go and play, come to Gallows Italian Villa today.
The Gathering Banquet Center, an event center located at 2552 Ben Franklin Highway, is the right place for your event. Many buffet dinner packages to choose from, and it makes any event special and elegant. Call 724-656-1553 652-1149 and let gatherings serve you. Run it again at Lindy's Lunch. Run it again with hot dogs, fries, burgers, and much more. For the 2-point conversion, try those daily specials. Run right in and you won't need only guard to score at Lindy's Lunch. Before the game, just right for lunch, or anytime. It's Lindy's Lunch. 2402 Wilmington Road, Newcastle. When your PC looks like this, don't make it the last key. Make it Pulaski. Pulaski PC. When the cold winds blow and there's a lot of snow, make sure that you can go right to Shenango Auto Mall. Their warmth will put you in a new car, SUV, or truck just that quick. It's Shenango Auto Mall, your used car headquarters. Simple elegance in a majestic setting. Yes, right here in downtown Newcastle, minutes away from shopping, seconds from a gas station, and let's not forget pastries, a restaurant, and oh yes, the schools. The majestic, for that majestic lifestyle, right in the greatest castle, Newcastle. Come by and take a look.
Penn, Ohio Bottled Water Company. Home, residential, commercial, water coolers. You can contact us Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. We're fast, efficient, and we deliver water. We offer 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Contact us today at 724-498-4760.
If you want to score big, then get over to Shenango Auto Mall. George Fiacco, General Sales Manager, and his experienced staff will be glad to talk to you about all the amazing used car deals from their huge inventory. Lifetime powertrain warranties, extended warranties, and guaranteed credit approval. They have a body shop and full detail shop. It's not your normal used car lot. They also buy cars, trucks, and SUVs. Shenango Auto Mall is located at 2515 Elwood Road in Shenango Township. Call 724-698-7304.
Yes, sir. I really know, and I've been told 4-Star Pizza is to behold. Stromboli's Pizza Rolls and specialties. You see 4-Star Pizza. Yes, sirree. You want to go to 4-Star? Subs and salads, drinks, and more. Pizza and fresh baked subs. 1506 Old Butler Road, Newcastle. 724-656-9222. Out the door. Go to 4-Star now. And they deliver, too.
Since you were going for gas, you might as well fill up your tank too. Delicious food available at Morgan's. And that's just 2 exciting combos that they have. Morgan's, right across the line. Buongiorno! Yes, it's 2 fat guys in an oven with their great Italian pastries, bread, pizzelles, pizza, sandwiches, everything you could imagine at 2 fat guys in an oven. They're great for lunch, great for take home, and great for any time. You just want to get away and get something to eat, get that cup of coffee, and that great treat. Two fat guys in an oven. Give them a try. Right.
BSB. Big Shot Bobs are the wings for me. 50 flavors, make it right, you see. BSB has sandwiches you have to try. Stop in and you'll know why. Every day of the week you see. Call or stop in to BSB. Big Shot Bobs will be your favorite place, just like me.
Easy Clean Car and Van Wash, where your clean wash is our goal.
Entrusting your loved one to a funeral director is a very personal and emotional decision. The funeral director you choose must understand the importance of the decision you have made. When you call the William and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, I recognize what a privilege it is to be chosen at your time of need. We will provide you and your family with the best service possible, with sincerity and compassion.
The William and Roger DeCarbo Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1941.
This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535.
At our law firm, we see you. Come see us at lgkg.com.
The Cedars Restaurant in Newcastle wants you to indulge in the food from their pleasing menu. The Cedars features Mediterranean, pub food, Middle Eastern cuisine, and so much more. They're open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call the Cedars on the east side at 827 Addis Street, Newcastle. 724-658-9543. That's 724-658-9543.
And you will see both teams warming up on your screen as we return for second half action. But first, we have local county scores for you. Shenango holds on to a 31-24 lead at half. Union was up 55-15 over Western Beaver heading into halftime. Laurel holding on to a 28-15 lead over Swickley. Neshannock holds a 15-point lead over New Brighton, 29-14. And Mohawk locked into a tight game with Riverside right now as the Warriors currently lead 29-28. And we'll give you a quick recap of our game in the first half as Dejon Young has 10 for the Canes, Isaiah Boyce has 6, and Jonathan Anderson has 6 as well. Newcastle struggled on the glass as over Central in the double digit for second chance points and offensive rebounds. Canes need to rebound better and they can possibly extend this lead. If you didn't tune in from the beginning, this game is for a tie for first place in the 6A Section 1. Newcastle with a win, and a win Tuesday will clinch the section outright. With a loss, Newcastle can still share with Central, or either team can win based on how the remaining schedule plays out. Both teams will have 2 section games left after this one. Canes clinch the playoffs. Both teams have clinched the playoffs, as 5 of the 8 6A teams have clinched, 3 more still to go and fighting. With a win tonight, Butler will have clinched as well. And we are ready for second half action. Central will roll out Wilkerson, Weiner, Cole Sullivan, Dante DePonte, and DeBubba Toshibwe. Canes rolling with that same starting 5. Boyce, Anderson, Young, Wallace, and Blondo. And Central will get the ball to start the second half. DePonte brings it up the floor on Anderson. DePonte out to Wilkerson. And shovels it out to Sullivan. Sullivan stolen by Anderson. Anderson going to take that one all the way and put it up and in. Canes take a 10-point lead. First time that either team has led by double digits in this game. Weiner going to bring it up the floor now for the Vikings. Weiner out to DePonte with Anderson guarding him. Shibwe screen. Shibwe has Anderson on him in the post. DePonte looks to go to him. Canes switch back. Wilkerson gets in the lane. DePonte, gets in the lane and the bucket's good. 15-footer good for DePonte. Central Catholic brings a little pressure on the Hurricanes. Canes break that easily. Into Wallace. Wallace gets it out to Anderson. Central goes back into man-to-man. Boyce going to take the ball now. 7 left to go in the third quarter. Boyce picks up his dribble, dishes it out to Anderson, who has up a 3. Shot fake, goes up with the floater, and that's money. Anderson's been money from that range this year. 34-24, Newcastle. DePonte gets in the lane, looks to go up, can't. Blundo close out. On Wilkerson. Wilkerson looks to drive on Blundo. Wilkerson kicks it out. 4-3 Weiner, no good. Rebound. Dejon Young. He took that one right away from Shibwe. Anderson up the floor. Boyce for 3. And the bucket's good. Isaiah Boyce sinks another triple. 37-24. Canes lead. Weiner into Wilkerson. Wilkerson, 15-footer. No good. Shibwe with the board. Shibwe goes up. Rebound. That will stay with the Vikings. Canes can't corral that offensive rebound, or the defensive rebound, I should say, And DePonte will bring it out for Central. Into Shibwe, out to Weiner. Weiner back to DePonte. DePonte looks to drive on Anderson. Pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound. Central. Sullivan goes up. Can't put it in. Anderson steals it away from him. Anderson into Blundo. Blundo's stripped and is fouled. Blundo will shoot 2. Blundo has 3 points on the night. 1 of 2 from deep. Newcastle looks to extend this lead to 15. This might be one of the first times that either team has shot free throws tonight. This has been a very fast-moving game so far. Blundo misses the first. Blundo, second, good. Kane's going to press. Pass goes over Wallace's head. Into Wilkerson. Wilkerson. Back out to Shibwe. Shibwe. Into DePonte. DePonte lays an outlet pass. And Anderson can't get there. That's going to get back out to DePonte. DePonte at the free throw line. Out to Wilkerson for 3. No good. Rebound. Cole Sullivan comes up with that one. And the 6'5" forward goes back up and in. Central putting on some pressure on the Canes. Anderson dishes it up. Nice pass to Boyce. Boyce in trouble and gets it back to Anderson. 5:10 left to go in the third quarter. Young with the ball on the wing. Back out to Anderson. Boyce back to Anderson. Anderson in the corner. And it's stolen. Shibwe knocked that out of his hands. Wilkerson up to DePonte. DePonte eyes up a 3. No good. And there's a foul on the floor. That's going to go against the Canes. No, that will go against Central, excuse me. Looked as if it went against the Canes. But Canes will retain possession. Into Boyce, back to Anderson. Into Wallace in the middle, and back out to Young. Young back into Wallace. Wallace did not cross half court there, and gets it back to Anderson. 4:40 left to go. And you'll see Weiner coming all the way out to guard Anderson. Anderson makes his move to the top of the key. To Blundo for 3. Blundo bucket's no good. Rebound, Shibwe. That one rattled in and out. Looked like Blundo had one there. Weiner gets in the paint. Into Shibwe. Shibwe puts it up and in. And the Canes will get a foul called against them. That one is on, I want to say Blundo. It looked like as if he held up number 11. Central trying to make this a single-digit lead. Shibwe at the line. Shot is up. No good. Off the front iron. Rebound, Boyce. Boyce out to Anderson. Anderson back to Boyce. Double comes. Boyce with Shibwe on him will get it back to Anderson. He plays catch with Boyce, who's at the top of the key. Boyce takes on Shibwe. Couple nifty dribble moves there. Goes back out to Blundo. Blundo into Wallace. Boyce into Young. Young puts it up and in from the back screen. Another bucket by Dejon Young. Canes take a 12-point lead, 40-28, with less than 4 to go in the third. DePonte looks for Sullivan. Sullivan at the free throw line. Has the advantage on Wallace. Wallace, great defense. And Sullivan comes back up with the board, falls on it. And he's fouled. Let's see who they hold up there. More than likely, that's going to be on number 25, Nick Wallace. DePonte will bring it out. DePonte into Sheboy. Sheboy can't get it into Wilkerson. Gets it back to DePonte. DePonte, smooth pull-up jumper. No good. Rebound Sheboy. Sheboy back up. No good. Another rebound by Sheboy. Sheboy puts that one up and in. Central cuts the lead to 10. Anderson out to Young. Young with the big outlet pass to Boyce. Boyce loses it. And Anderson tries to fall on it. Can't. That will go Central's way. Wallace steps over Wilkerson as he tries to get back on defense. Weiner puts a floater up. No good. Rebound Young. Big rebound by Dejon Young. Anderson going to spread the floor out. Get it to Young. Young's doubled. Gets it back to Anderson. And looks as if they called travel. There's a travel on Dejon Young there. Central retains possession with less than 3 minutes to play in the third period. Christian takes it out. Christian, 5. No. Looked as if it was about 4.99 seconds there. DePonte going to bring it up the floor. Gets it to Christian. Christian, dribble handoff to DePonte. DePonte with the switch. Young on him. Tries to get it into Sheboy. Out of bounds. Canes ball. Wallace is going to take this one out. Central putting a little pressure on Anderson. Anderson into Boyce. Boyce back to Anderson. Into the middle to Wallace. Or that was in the middle of Young, excuse me. Wallace takes the wing outlet. Anderson has a lane. Little floater, no good. He was fading away there. And they're going to get that up to DePonte. Wallace guarding him. DePonte goes up with the Euro step and puts it in for 2. Central cuts the lead to single digits. 40-32, approaching the 2-minute mark. Boyce in the middle to Wallace. Wallace with Wilkerson guarding him. Anderson is going to slow it down. Anderson with Christian on him. Makes a move. And they're going to call Christian on a foul, I think. Looked like Christian got a piece of Anderson with the lower part of his body. And Central Catholic's going to make a few subs. Peyton Newell, the 6'4" senior forward, back in the game for Central. Christian on Boyce, who's going to bring it up the floor. Boyce into Anderson. Back to Young. Young puts it up and in. Dejon Young, easily in double digits. Believe he has 14 on the night. DePonte going to bring it up for Central Catholic. Good closeout by Wallace. Newell puts it up and in. The 6'4" forward used his height advantage there. Young looks to get it in the middle. And they're going to long outlet pass to Young. Young's going to make a move to the basket. And he traveled. Tried to spin there. Looks like he took one too many. Canes holding on to an 8-point lead. Approaching the 1-minute mark in the third period. DePonte going to bring it up and send it over to Christian. Canes going to add a little pressure on Christian here. Christian doubled immediately. Christian gets out of it and gets it to Sheboy. Sheboy to the corner for Newell for 3. No good. Sheboy with the rebound. Puts it back up. No good. Gets it again. And they're going to call the foul on the floor there. No shot. Central going to take it underneath. Canes have not been able to contain Sheboy on the glass tonight. Newell with the ball. Wallace pressuring him. Gets it to DePonte, who gets it to Sheboy, who puts it up and in. Anderson going to take that with the outlet pass to Boyce. Boyce cross court to Wallace. Wallace back to Anderson. Anderson needs to get rid of it. Gets it to Wallace, who will take it across the timeline. And that's a kickball on Central. 36.4 seconds to go in the third period. 42-36 Red Hurricanes. Anderson going to bring it up the floor with Weiner guarding him. 30 seconds left. Have to imagine the Canes will hold for the last shot here. Back out to Boyce, who picks up his dribble and gets it back to Anderson. Boyce falls, but gets it back. Dribbles it into traffic, loses it. Anderson gets it back, and with the easy layup to Dejon Young, Canes get that one back and an easy two. Gonna send it into Weiner. Weiner chucks up from half court, no good. Canes take an 8-point lead going into the fourth. We're gonna take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Books located inside Bill's Sandwich Shop, 2425 Wilmington Road, has many selections that will intrigue your mind. From science fiction to just about anything. Remember, reading expands your mind, allows for creative thinking, and helps improve concentration. Go to Cousins Books for the best selection. It's Cousins Books, inside Bill's Sandwich Shop.
Chuck Tanner would be proud of the restaurant that bears his name. Chuck Tanner's Restaurant, owned and operated by the Papazikas family, would love for you to be part of a Newcastle tradition. Come enjoy the great breakfast, super lunch, and second-to-none dinner choices from their Italian, Mediterranean, and American cuisine. You can relax with a wonderful atmosphere and something from the bar. If you're planning an event, ask about their banquet facility. Tanner's Restaurant is located at 2305 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-658-5900.
And we are back with the final quarter to go. Canes holding an 8-point lead, and first place is that much closer. Canes going to roll out that same lineup, which you've seen for most of the game. Wallace, Anderson, Boyce, Young, and Bondo. Ball into Anderson. Central Catholic will have Weiner on Anderson to start the fourth period. Anderson out into Bondo. Young to Boyce for three. Rattles off the rim. No good. Rebound. Central Catholic DePonte. DePonte with the outlet pass. And one. Cole Sullivan puts it in for the Vikings. And we'll have an opportunity to go to the line. Make it a 5-point game. Sullivan up and puts it in. Central staying in that pressure. Christian pressuring Anderson. Boyce into Young. Young back to Anderson. Anderson will cross the timeline. Gets it to Boyce. Boyce has a lane. Little 15-footer, no good. Rebound. DePonte. Sheboy running the floor. Immediately posting up on Young. DePonte out to Christian. Gets it into Sullivan. Wallace guarding him. Wallace can't stop him. Another bucket by Sullivan. Anderson takes it, gets it into Boyce, who gets it in the middle to Wallace. Wallace will get it back to Anderson. Canes will set up their offense with 7 left to go in the fourth. Central cutting this lead to 3. Anderson drives, makes a move, fakes 2 guys out. Little fadeaway, no good. Rebound Sheboy. DePonte sends that up to Weiner. Weiner tries to get it into Sullivan. Last touch on Wallace. Nice play by Wallace to at least knock that out of bounds. Looked like Sullivan had position on him. Wallace fights over that and knocks it out of play. Timeout Newcastle. With 6:45 left to go in the fourth period, we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
It's the sauce. It's the cheese. It's the ingredients. It's the crunch. It's Chubby's Pizza. Let's pizza again, like we did way back when.
They use Augustine's ingredients. peppers, mouth-watering fruit, fine dressings, apples, meats. This place looks so familiar.
And we are back with 6:45 left to play. You'll see the Central Catholic Student Section in all white, as they did a whiteout for tonight's game. Canes need to play a strong 6:45 left to clinch this one out. Looks like Weiner's going to inbound the ball with Sullivan, Shibwe, DePonte, and Wilkerson. Sullivan fights for position, has it, goes up, no good. Rebound. Wallace corrals it. Wallace out to Anderson. Anderson up to Young. Young's going to bring it up the floor. He has Wallace on his right, doesn't see him. Anderson gets doubled, and that's 8 seconds. That's the second time the Canes have been called on that tonight. They'll get it into DePonte. DePonte has Anderson on his hip. Sends it out to Weiner. Weiner out to Christian. Christian to Shibwe. Shibwe out to DePonte. DePonte eyes up a three. Will not let it go. But they have a mismatch inside. DePonte shoots it. No good. Shibwe rebound on Boyce. Shibwe back up and is fouled. Canes have not stopped Shibwe tonight. Shibwe. First one's up. And sinks it. On the floor for the Vikings, Tommy Christian, Peyton Weiner, DeBubba Shibwe, Cole Sullivan, and Dante DePonte. Shibwe, second one, rattles off, no good. Blundo with the rebound and kicks it to Anderson. Central Catholic going back in their pressure. Boyce needs to bring it across the timeline. Out of bounds on Central. Big run from Central. 6-0 run these past few minutes. Wallace will get it into Anderson. Anderson sets up the offense. Kicks it to Boyce. Boyce kicks it to Blundo. Blundo to Young. Or Blundo to Wallace, excuse me. Wallace looks to attack. Has DePonte on him. Wallace gets DePonte on his hip. Wallace brings it in with a little fake. Has Blundo for three. Decides to take it. Ralphie Blundo picks it off the glass and no good. Didn't even hit the rim there. 5:30 left to play. DePonte crosses the timeline. Anderson on him. They're going to call an offensive foul on DePonte. He got that arm out. The Central fans are going to argue against it, but he got that arm out clearly. That was clear. Can't extend that arm. Anderson. Central Catholic coach complaining that that's not going their way. Anderson will bring it up. Weiner on him. Anderson gets in the lane. Little floater and puts it up and in. He's been money from that range. Jonathan Anderson gives the Canes a 4-point lead with 5 left to play in the fourth. DePonte going to cross the timeline. Dribble handoff to Weiner. Weiner to Christian. Christian looks to make a move. It sends it out to Shibwe. Shibwe with Wallace on him. Shibwe takes it all the way. Puts it up and no good. Wallace. Great defense there. Forced the miss from Shibwe. Canes going to have to cross the timeline here. They're going to double Anderson. Anderson's going to get it across. Anderson dribbles through the whole team. Gets the pass into Boyce. What a play from Jonathan Anderson. He dribbled through about 4 guys there to get that pass into Isaiah Boyce. DePonte going to bring it up for Central. DePonte out to Weiner. Weiner with Young on him. Christian takes the dribble handoff. Gets in the lane. Christian out to Weiner. Weiner has the lane. Goes up. Doesn't put it in. Rebound Wallace. DePonte finding Anderson. Anderson makes a move. He's going to hold with 4 left to play in the fourth. DePonte looked like he fouled Anderson. They're not going to call it. Doesn't matter. Jonathan Anderson puts the floater up and in. Dante DePonte will bring it up for Central. DePonte eyes up a 3, and he sinks it. Dante DePonte sunk that three for Central. And we're going to take a timeout. Central calls that one. We'll be back in a minute.
No farther than Coney Island. The Crane Room is a restaurant. The Crane Room is a bar. The Crane Room is a banquet facility. The restaurant will please you time after time with their diverse menu. Ask about their daily specials. See the menu at craneroom.com. The bar gives you an abundance of choices with 35 beers on tap and always changing. Their banquet services are always to perfection. The Crane Room, located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553.
Elham's for one great dining experience.
Come dine with us, come dine today. If you could use some real good food, there's a place not far away.
And we are back. Isaiah Boyce will cross the timeline for the Canes, kicks it back to Anderson with 3:40 left to play in the fourth. Canes holding on to a 5-point lead. Anderson going to set up the offense. Sheboy guarding him. Anderson picks up his dribble. Gets it to Boyce. Or gets it to Young. Young in trouble. Gets it back to Anderson. Anderson looks to lane. He has it. Puts it up and in over Sheboy. Jonathan Anderson has been making plays this fourth quarter. Canes take a 7-point lead. Peyton Weiner will bring it up the floor for Central. Weiner out to DePonte. Almost stolen away by Wallace. Wallace and Anderson will switch. DePonte out to Sheboy. Sheboy looks to drive. Will not. DePonte eyes up another three ball. No good. Rebound. Cole Sullivan. And he's fouled. Looked like Nick Wallace got a piece of him. Maybe Dejon Young. We'll see who that's on. I think that's on Young. Also, congratulations to Union's Matthew Stanley, who just became Union's all-time leading scorer. Congratulations to Matt, who just recently passed his father on the all-time scoring list. Sullivan puts the first one up. Clanks it off the iron. And I think I have my numbers wrong. That's number 22, Patrick Newell, the 6'4" senior. Looks as if Central goes with Weiner, Wilkerson, Newell, Sheboy, and DePonte. Puts the second one up and in. Cuts the lead to 6. Blundo hands it to the ref. Central applying pressure. Into Anderson. Anderson in the middle to Young. Young gets it out to Wallace on the wing across the timeline. Wallace sends it out to Boyce. And Young misses the layup but puts it up and back in. What a follow from Dejon Young. What a pass from Nick Wallace down low to Isaiah Boyce. And another pass from Boyce to Young. Young with his 16th point of the night. Wilkerson gets in the lane. Is not fouled and falls down. Canes corral the rebound to Anderson. Anderson brings it across. Another great pass. Up to Isaiah Boyce, who puts it up and in again. Canes take a 10-point lead with 2:16 left to play. DePonte eyes up a three. No, doesn't shoot it. Into Wilkerson. Wilkerson tries to get it into Sheboy. Sheboy's fouled on the floor. And Central will be in the 1-and-1. Isaiah Boyce calling for a travel there on Sheboy before he was fouled. Refs didn't see that one. Wilkerson out for the Canes. Or out for Central, Christian looks like he's coming in for him. Christian underneath along with Peyton Weiner. Sheboy, first one up. Clanks off. No good. Rebound Isaiah Boyce. Boyce to Wallace to Anderson. Anderson going to try and cross the timeline with Weiner on. Faces the double team. Canes got to get it across. Anderson makes a nifty play and gets it across and gets it out to Wallace. Canes need to chew this clock up 10. Anderson to Wallace. Wallace going to dribble across. Veteran move there by Wallace. Waste the clock. Don't look for the shot. Wallace looks to get it to Anderson. Can't. Spins. Gets it to Blundo. Blundo gets it to Boyce. Boyce back to Anderson. Anderson to Blundo. Anderson to Young. Young. Oh, that was almost stolen. Kane's still holding on to it. Wallace. Nice fake. Get it back to Boyce. Boyce to Anderson. Central has to foul or double. And they do foul. They'll foul Jonathan Anderson on that one. Kane's trying to close this one out up 10. Kane's not in the 1-on-1 yet. Wallace is going to take it out. You'll see the 6'4" Sullivan on Wallace. Wallace gets it to Anderson. And Peyton Weiner immediately fouls Anderson. Central not even in the 1-on-1 yet. They need the Canes to get to the line. Gonna try and get the steal. Oh. They have to re-give that ball to Wallace. Sullivan, the long and lengthy, gets it to Boyce. Boyce gets it to Anderson. Canes need to cross the timeline in 8. Doesn't matter. Christian fouls Anderson. And the Canes are now in the bonus. Canes will put Anderson on the line for the 1-on-1. Anderson puts it up. Bucket's good. Sinks the first. Anderson with the second. Puts it up and sinks it. Canes take a 12-point lead with 1:20 left to go in the fourth period. DePonte brings it up. DePonte out. They'll get it to Sheboy inside. Sheboy looking for Sullivan. Can't get it to him. Weiner takes it. Pull up. No good. Rebound. Isaiah Boyce. He's fouled. And he's fouled hard. Sheboy immediately helps him up though. He's limping a little bit. He's alright though. Just a little gimpy. Hit the floor pretty hard. Now a minute left to play. Boyce first one. Sinks it. Canes now with a 13-point lead. Boyce second. Up. Good. 14-point lead for the Canes with a minute left to play. DePonte looks for a lane. He will sink it up and in. Central Catholic timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. Central Catholic down by 12.
When the cold winds blow, and there's a
Run it again.
If you could use a drink or two or a place to go and play, come to Gallows Italian Villa today.
Lunch. Run it again with hot dogs, fries, burgers, and much more. For the 2-point conversion, try those daily specials. Run right in and you won't even need a pulling guard to score and win this lunch. For the game, just right for lunch.
And we are back. Newcastle win ball on the ball with less than a minute left to play, up 12. Wallace can run the baseline, gets it to Anderson. Young, he's immediately fouled by Sheboy. Dejon Young has had a big game for the Canes tonight. Jonathan Anderson's had a huge fourth quarter. I think he scored or assisted on every single one of the Canes' baskets in the fourth. He's been great in the fourth. Young, first one, up and in. Now with a 13-point lead. Second one. And it's good. The Canes have been 6 from 6 for the line ever since they've been in the 1-on-1. DePonte will bring it up the floor. Anderson guarding him. DePonte gets it into Sheboy. Canes can't foul. Sheboy puts it up and in. Immediately into Wallace. Wallace back out to Blundo. Blundo's fouled. Ralphie Blundo. He'll now go to the line for the 1-and-1. First one is up and no good. That's the Canes' first miss since they've been in the 1-and-1. Blundo, second one is up, and he sinks it. Canes still up 13. They're going to try and roll it. Anderson putting a little pressure on DePonte so they can't. Great smart play from Jonathan Anderson there. DePonte eyes up a three. Can't get it to go. Rebound Central. No, rebound corralled by the Canes. Young's going to hold it. He gets it to Wallace. Wallace needs to cross the timeline. He's fouled by Sheboy. Nick Wallace will now shoot. I believe it's now 2, as you can see in the bottom left hand of your screen on the scoreboard. Canes in the double bonus now. Wallace, first one. Up and in. Canes will bring Isaiah Boyce out the game. Let him rest. Ball, second one. Up and in. 15-point Canes lead. Up to DePonte. DePonte gets it up to Weiner. Weiner sinks a three. Blundo going to take it out for the Canes. Blundo gets it into Anderson. Anderson quickly to Wallace. Canes need to cross the timeline. Wallace into Young. Young back out to Anderson. Anderson breaks it across and is fouled by Sheboy. And that could be all she wrote, folks. You'll see the Newcastle side going crazy. Canes are that much closer to first place with this victory. Cole looks like Newell's going to check in for Sheboy. DeBubba Sheboy had an awesome game for Central Catholic. Easily over 20 rebounds. Anderson, first one up, and it's good. Second one for Anderson. Puts it in. 67-53. 6 seconds left to play. DePonte's going to launch one. No good. And that's all she wrote. Newcastle pulls off a huge victory and now has a 2-game lead on Central Catholic and Butler in the 6A Section 1 boys standings. And I'm Josh Horner for NCTV45. Thank you for tuning in.